preview of the International Art Fair Art Stage Singapore, taking place this week at the Marina Bay Sands.
Well, the fair is key in exposing art collectors from across the world to establishing and emerging artists from the Asia-Pacific region. And closing multi-million-dollar deals is common, and China remains a leading buyer of global contemporary art.
That's right. Our colleague Annalisa Burgos is there to find out how art is bought and sold at these events. Annalisa.
Good morning. So as we've been talking about all morning, art is not that cheap. You have to have at least a couple million if you want an established artist. And actually, we're standing here in front of a well-known Chinese artist that commands at least $23 million. So pretty hefty price tag here if you want to build your collection. And to talk about investing in art and how to start that, we have Emma Yan here. She's a managing director at Oxley & Capital, an investment firm that specializes in social enterprises and investments. Welcome, Emma. Tell us a little bit about how you go about building an art collection.
Okay, let me first of all talk about some of the studies that we've done on the financial performance of art investment. These research are done by actually a well-established research institutions such as National Bureau of Economic Research and leading universities. And they have some interesting findings that I want to share with you. So first is that they find throughout the period from the 70s all the way to current, the return typically for art investing is about from 6% to less than 10%. So the returns are actually not that high compared with investing in financial instruments, and also with a lot high volatility. It's the illiquid asset. So this is done also for instruments that varies from contemporary art to impressionism and other type of art. So versus, for example, if you invest in S&P 500, the return is annualized. The return is about 16%, so it's much higher. So investing in art is not just for financial return. That's the point that I want to make. So it's a lifestyle investment rather than financial.
Well, how much time do you think someone needs to build a decent collection,
Okay, that's a very good question, because the second finding that they found is that not necessarily the more expensive art give you a high return. So for example, they look at the auction data from November of last year, and they find that for ones that are less than 100,000 actually performed better for the artwork that priced or purchased at above $1 million. So some of the statistics are for the ones that's less than 100,000, the return is about 6%. And for the ones above $1 million, it's only about 2.5%. So this is actually good news for ones that don't have billions of dollars to spend. So this is if the investment can be done for people who have a lot of money, as well as for people who have just a bit to spare. But the key is that you have to remember that you invested because you like it. It's to seek those objects of desire rather than investing because you're in desperate need to make some money. I guess that's the two findings that I think I would advise people to.
What are your clients looking for these days? When you advise someone, you've managed portfolio funds and all these types of things, what do you advise clients when they want to invest in?
Okay, yeah, I actually manage a family office, but I think there are some things that we have to be careful about when investing in art. First, it's not a financial instrument. You can obviously invest in so-called art funds, but again, these funds probably command a much higher management fee as well, and then you'll be investing in financial instruments, right? Why would you want to invest in an illiquid asset and very high risk and has a lower return? So to me, that does not make sense. So you invest first of all for the pleasure, potentially for emotional and visual appeal, right? And the process of acquiring it. So to do that, to invest in art, I would say first to do your research. And a very good way to do it is to visit art fairs like Art Stage, because this is where the pros are here. you have the leading curators who do the curator work. You have established artists like Wanda. You also have emerging artists, which is a great way to start. This is a place where curators carefully put together and galleries carefully put together those work for people to enjoy.
So like any investment, you really have to educate yourself. It's not just an impulse purchase.
Absolutely. You have to educate, and I think art fairs like art fairs is a perfect way. You have to actually build it into your due diligence if you want to invest in an art fair like this. And there's also a lot of workshops that you can attend. To me, that is a low-risk investment. Within a short few days, you get to meet the pros, and you get to know what's hot in the market, in that aspect, and then you get to meet the artists. That's the way to invest.
And actually, and that's like you said, we'll end on that note, the fact that, you get all of this in one location, and the fair goes from tomorrow through Sunday, and it's a $33 ticket for a day, so for a very cheap, price, you can educate yourself, learn about the art scene if you really want to break into the business, right? Thank you so much, Emma. Back to you, Steve and Suzanne.
All right, thanks a lot, Lisa. Thanks for giving us that tour today, giving us a sneak peek, what we can expect. And I think it's safe to assume now that there is nothing in that three-figure range that I asked about.
Well, this one right here, like I said, this artist is very famous, $23 million, his last record sale, so.
I see. I asked for three figures without the decimal point. That would be 23.0, a little bit out of my budget. Thanks a lot, Lisa, for bringing us all that. Questions at Art State Singapore.
Yeah.
And we're done.